Police are looking at a possible new lead in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
On a cold February night in 2026, the air felt heavy with uncertainty as public attention remained fixed on the troubling reports surrounding Savannah Guthrie's mother. The official updates had slowed, and the absence of clear answers left space for speculation, worry, and endless analysis. Yet far from the flashing lights and studio cameras, a very different conversation was unfolding in a quiet New York living room. At 86, Tom Brokaw, a man whose voice once guided the nation through wars, elections, and moments of profound national grief, chose not to speak on television, but in private. There were no reporters, no microphones, just a handful of longtime colleagues and friends gathered in simple chairs. What he shared was not a revelation about the investigation. It was something more intimate, an observation about character, resilience, and the invisible forces that shape how a person faces crisis. A lifetime of watching under pressure. Few people understand public pressure the way Brokaw does. For decades, he anchored historic broadcasts and navigated breaking news with steady authority. He had watched families endure unimaginable loss in front of cameras, had interviewed leaders during conflict, and had learned that composure is often mistaken for calm. That afternoon, his reflections turned to Savannah Guthrie, someone he had known since her early days at NBC. He described her as polished and prepared, but also as someone carrying a deeper internal discipline. According to those present, he said that even when she was young in her career, there was something about her steadiness that felt learned, almost rehearsed long before she stepped into a newsroom. It wasn't artificial. It was ingrained. And in moments like the present crisis, that ingrained strength was clearly visible. The influence of a formidable mother. At the center of Brokaw's reflection was Savannah's mother, Nancy, a woman described as resolute, practical, and unwavering after life's early hardships. Brokaw did not portray her as harsh, but as strong in a way shaped by survival. Raising children after profound loss often demands resilience that borders on steel. According to those recounting his words, he suggested that Savannah absorbed that model deeply. In their family, strength was currency, emotion was private, endurance was public. That philosophy can shape a child in powerful ways. It teaches responsibility, focus, and determination. It also quietly builds an expectation. Do not fall apart when things get hard. Brokaw implied that this expectation became a guiding rule in Savannah's life, not because she was forced, but because she admired it. She carried her mother's voice like a compass, especially in defining moments. Composure, as second-nature observers have noted Savannah's measured public statements during this difficult period. She speaks carefully, thanks supporters, acknowledges concern, and expresses hope without visible panic. Brokaw reportedly saw this not as distance, but as discipline. Years of appearing on Today trained her to structure thoughts under pressure. The lee of television leaves little room for emotional unraveling. Over time, that skill becomes instinct. Brokaw suggested that when crisis strikes, people fall back on what they know best. For Savannah, that is clarity and control. It does not mean she feels less deeply. It means she processes privately before she speaks publicly. In a world that often equates visible emotion with authenticity, composure can be misunderstood. Yet for some, composure is the very mechanism that allows them to keep functioning when everything inside feels uncertain. The burden of always being strong Strength, however, can carry its own weight. When someone is known for poise, others may forget they are human beneath it. Brokaw reportedly reflected on moments when he saw Savannah briefly emotional in private settings. Small glimpses quickly gathered back into professionalism. He suggested that this ability to self-correct was less about suppression and more about lifelong training. Many children raised in disciplined households internalize the belief that losing control equals losing ground. That belief can produce remarkable achievement. It can also create silent pressure during personal crises. If you have always been the steady one, who steadies you? Brokaw's tone, as described by those present, was not accusatory. It was compassionate. He seemed to understand that resilience, while admirable, can become isolating when someone feels they must maintain it at all costs. The difference between performance and reality. One of the quiet truths of public life is that audiences see only curated moments. Television captures segments, not sleepless nights. Viewers may feel familiarity with a host they watch every morning, but that familiarity does not equal access to their private fears. Brokaw reportedly reminded the group that Savannah's role demands performance in the most professional sense of the word. Performance does not mean insincerity. It means delivering clarity despite emotion. Anchors are trained to hold the frame steady so viewers can process events. In times of personal upheaval, that training does not simply vanish. Instead, it becomes armor. Brokaw suggested that what the public sees, calm, direct appeals, measured tone, may actually reflect the depth of her discipline rather than the absence of distress. Control can be a way of surviving the unbearable. The emotional inheritance we carry. Brokaw's reflections expanded beyond Savannah's situation into something universal. The emotional inheritance passed from parent to child. Every family teaches lessons, sometimes explicitly, sometimes silently. Some teach tenderness as strength. Others teach endurance as proof of love. In Savannah's case, Brokaw seemed to believe she learned that love and discipline were intertwined. That lesson likely fueled her ambition and guided her career. It may also shape how she navigates uncertainty now. When crisis strikes, we often revert to the blueprint we were given early in life. That blueprint can steady us, but it can also limit how freely we express pain. Brokaw reportedly hoped that no matter how events unfold, Savannah will one day feel fully permitted to experience vulnerability without seeing it as failure. Strength and softness, after all, are not opposites. Restraint in a time of speculation. In an era dominated by instant commentary, Brokaw's advice was said to be simple: patience and compassion. He urged those present not to amplify his words prematurely or turn private reflection into public spectacle. The situation remains serious, and investigations require space to proceed responsibly. Sensationalism does not help families endure hardship. His reflections were not meant to alter facts or redirect official efforts. They were a reminder that beneath every headline is a human story. Savannah Guthrie is not merely a television personality in a news cycle. She is a daughter, shaped by years of lessons about resilience and responsibility. Viewing her solely through the lens of drama diminishes that reality. Empathy requires restraint, especially when information is incomplete and emotions are high. A hope beyond the headlines. As days continue and official updates emerge through proper channels, the most important truth remains simple. Behind public statements is a family hoping for safety and resolution. Brokaw's reflections offered no dramatic twist. only a deeper understanding of character. Whether events resolve swiftly or stretch painfully onward, the lesson he reportedly shared feels timeless. Strength can sustain us, but it should not imprison us. Public composure does not erase private fear. Savannah's steadiness may be the very thing keeping her upright right now. Yet one day, when the cameras are gone and the headlines fade, she will deserve space to exhale without expectation, compassion from the public, patience with the process, and respect for verified information are the least we can offer. In the end, humanity matters more than spectacle. Empathy matters more than speculation.